Speaking of hip hop, we got another aficionado in the building with his brethren. Wagwan. What's going on, Marcus Mandible? How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks for having us.
Man like Mike Wilson. Wagwan.
What's up, mate? Pleasure to be here.
Huh?
Right up close like that, yeah?
Yeah, no, put it to you. You can pull them out. Don't be afraid. Sarah will jump on you, boy. She'll give you that rear naked choke, put you to sleep in 2.5 minutes.
Don't tease him like
that's
that.
her taking her time as well. I said put him to sleep, not take him to bed, so stop laughing. How are you, Marcus, man?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, just been grafting. Just putting in the legwork.
See that, man? So you got an EP?
Album.
Oh, it's an album?
Yeah, it's an album,
oh,
yeah.
shit,
Debut.
my bad. Debut album. How's it feel, man, putting an album together? I want to ask you how long it took, first of all.
It took a year, mate.
It took a year?
Yeah, so like a big year. I've been working on with the live events constantly as well. But the album's taken, I think, since we thought of the ideas for it, a good year of solid rewrites, retakes.
Oh, nice. So you were rewriting, demoing. Yeah. So you took it serious. A lot of people, when they first started, I mean, you know, we could tell though when you came on, you smacked it a couple times. When we could tell that you've been writing, you know what you're doing. But in terms of when you're putting together like a full project, like an LP, it is like, what are the sort of things that you learnt along the way within that year?
Consistency, like, because I like to bounce around genres, you know, and rap on like live bands or, you know, different types of beat. And with this, we really, although it is really varied, we wanted to make it consistently varied. So it kind of holds its own, you know, theme.
And so, and you're talking about the different genres that you're working with and making that mesh together as a whole project. I think it's quite hard to do, innit?
It's a new genre, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've made a new genre. It's like grime, rap, hip-hop, bit of dance.
That doesn't sound new. I don't know how new that is yet. That sounds like...
sounds like glow sticks.
No, it's not glow sticks. Or maybe.
I discovered a new genre this weekend.
What was it?
And it's called All Lives Matter, the genre. But there's just a certain type of easy listening, like just... boring.
The genre is called All Lives Matter.
Well, that's what me and my brother and sister named it anyway. We do digress on the show.
So how's Mike Wilson involved?
Mike is a long-term producer and collaborator and friend of mine.
See? Brethren. I can tell when people are brethren. Brethren. I've got to say like brethren. Say it. Brethren.
Brethren. I don't think I quite got it, man.
So Mike, how long have you been producing? Yeah, brethren.
He's a brethren.
Brethren.
So I've been producing as an individual for about 5 years. As Three Side, the company that Marcus is working with now, that's only been going for 6 months. This is our first album. We're so excited about it. It's the most bespoke piece I've worked on.
Bespoke, that's a nice word to use.
It's
Sarah
so
likes
interesting.
your accent, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought I'd say it for
Just speaks for me. Yorkshire!
Yeah.
Sorry, whereabouts in Yorkshire?
Near Leeds.
Yorkshire! And you know our next guest is from the Yorkshire ends.
No way, I'll have to bump into.
Yeah, we don't want it to get arms house or anything, you know, Huddersfield versus near Leeds.
It gets personal.
Where near Leeds?
Skipton.
Hey!
Skipton, boys. Skipton, lad.
Skipton in the house!
So how did you lot link up then?
We just
Which internet forum did you?
Beer. It was beer.
Facebook, isn't it?
Facebook.
Yeah, just linked up because I was looking to make some hip hop, and Mike was looking to make some hip hop. So we just linked up, had a beer, made some hip hop.
So, like, in terms of, you know, like, so you'd heard his bars or you'd heard his beats? How did it work out that you knew?
A bit of both. It was a gamble, wasn't it, really?
It was
just, you know, Marcus dropped me a message and said he'd heard some of my stuff, and then I listened and we met up, we had a pint, and the rest is history. Started off as business, but we just have such a laugh now. We're mates.
It's bros, isn't it?
It's different.
I like the way you said we had a pint and then later said we started off as business. It started business. And so, Mike, had you released anything prior to that, like in terms of official releases, not just like
under my name? No, but I have worked on other people's EPs and such.
As in under a pseudonym or
under their names, but then
we
don't take credit for it. Yeah. We produce, we bring people in, build a team around that, and then produce a product and put it out there for them.
That sounds official, man. So what's the company?
It's Three Side.
Three Side. And so it's come out on Three Side label, yeah?
We're not part of a label, just a production company. So whatever this crazy guy fancies doing with it, he can do with that now.
I was just get it out and let people enjoy it, I think.
And is it out now, or when's it coming out?
It comes out June 28th, so I'm going to launch it alongside the monthly hip-hop open mic I run at Green Door Store.
Oh, yeah, you're still doing it, yeah?
Yeah, man, yeah. Probably till I die. Keep running it, man. So they're loving it.
We need someone to hold it down like that.
Yeah. Till they die.
You've got to keep us posted so then we can shout it out on the gig guides.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, that'd be big.
You don't bring us in like so we could plug your events, bro.
It's my bad. I should have tagged you in.
That's what we're here for. Even though we're based in London, but people listen all around the world. So
yeah, no, it's
they
big.
might fly in from Brazil.
Well,
I'm just saying that we've got people listening from all over, so there might be people that, close by as well, or they're in Brighton around the time that will be like, oh, let's go to this.
Exactly.
You know?
No, for real, yeah.
So you should keep us posted. So what's going on with the album then? Did you bring a tune for us to play? Like, I want to know if we're allowed to hear any of this special. What did you call it? It's own genre.
I don't know, what do we call it, Mike?
Punk. Grime,
rap. It's punk, isn't it?
It's punk.
Punk rap.
Yeah.
It's punk
back
rap.
to punk
cool.
rap.
Yeah.
But remember, like, back in the day, they used to call it brickcore. Like,
Brickcore.
Yeah.
Brickcore was sick, though.
That's what I'm saying. So
Bring
it's almost
forth the
like
guillotine. I get no
but you
jewels
see,
in that.
the punk rap, that kind of makes me think brickcore.
It's the punk attitude, but with rap as an umbrella term, taken from all the different genres that fall underneath rap and hip hop. So even grime, even spoken word, but I think the attitude's punk.
It's interesting, I've been seeing a couple of debates about this grime hip hop thing.
Yeah, for real.
Have you seen? Yeah. Well,
tell
in terms
me, because I live in a cave.
I've always said this, and I think it's because I've seen, before the grime thing started and whatnot, and affiliated with some of the people. So I've always said that grime is just grime. It's not. People are saying it's hip hop, but it's its own thing, and I think we should respect it as that, as it's being its own thing. And more of the influence is from Jamaica than it is from New York.
Yeah, true.
When it comes to grime,
true.
When it comes to battles, they're sending for each other.
Yeah.
You send for someone. That's like more of a Jamaican term. Even the style of the way they're rapping on the beats for a lot. There's so many different reasons why it's like
the rhythm.
Yeah, I think if people really look at it, they'll realize like, oh yeah, shit, it's not as hip hop as you think it is. But in terms of the people that were making it, they were inspired by people, the jungle scene, jungle MCs and producers and whatnot, who did come from a hip hop background.
It's all cousins, isn't it? It's cousins.
Yes, it's more cousins than it is but I think that's where it gets all mixed and mashed up. And this is what we try and do here with the hip hop show, is show people this is what hip hop is. Don't think it's all just like booty shaking and some of it is though, you know what I mean? Like, I got to go strip club later on, but
one of the 4 elements.
I got to go pick up some cash for one of my bitches later on. You know what I'm saying? And go pop some balls with that.
No, that's hip hop. But yeah, no, because I think also with probably most grime people, but most people making grime and listening to grime, they listen to Jay-Z and Drake and
but they wouldn't class themselves.
They
wouldn't class themselves as you know about that producer. What's his name? What's his name?
Slavery is a choice. I shouldn't even. That's going to blow
him
up
I did
again.
hear some stuff about that.
Mike,
about that.
Keep it corporate. Keep
Mike
it.
Wilson's face where he's like, let me out back out the room here. But they don't even.
That doesn't mean that you are. I mean, I don't mean it to sound as bold as that. That doesn't mean you're hip hop.
So here's my point.
To Jay-Z.
When grime started coming out, when Wiley was making whatever it was, when the Pay As You Go crew, all of that sort of stuff, they weren't necessarily like thinking about what Puff Daddy's doing, or it wasn't. There was mainstream hip hop, but they weren't necessarily trying to do that.
I don't think they cared about it. Really.
Yeah, they didn't really care about it like that. Later on, when it's there's all the Drakes and all these different artists for. Cameron with Dipset and all that stuff may have inspired them a bit, but they've already started making grime. Grime is already a thing now, so there's just a slight influence from all that. But you ask them yourselves, they wouldn't say, "Yeah, I'm hip hop." I think that's where we all right, and let's leave it at that. Yeah. Grime deserves its own friggin', you know what I mean?
Yeah, it stands alone.
I think what it is as well is a lot of people that are into hip hop and into grime probably felt a bit more comfortable saying grime is hip hop than just saying, yo, I'm into grime.
But also, I just feel like hip-hop is such a strong genre to hang your hat on. Like, we're 44 years deep in this thing. We're the biggest selling genre in the world.
Y'all better respect my gangster.
It's convenient to lean on that when you need that support base kind of thing. But then at the same time, you want to disassociate and ignore, the foundations and disrespect the foundation of it, sort of thing. So,
interesting. Some interesting talks. You see, I told you.
Mate, I just find it fun taking from a bit of it all. As like a fan of lyrical content and delivery styles and different beats and production and the history and the cultures, I think out of love for it all, we draw from it all.
Yeah, and I think that it should be cool to be like that. Like I think like for a lot of people, you start off being into one, especially with hip hop. You start off being hip hop, this and that, but then you start noticing the samples from friggin' some Brazil somewhere, folk, you know what I mean, or just some random samples where you're like, oh, right, that's from that. And then, shit, I'm into reggae now. I'm into so-and-so. I'm into all these different styles of music off the back of that. And I think a lot of it happens as you mature. As you get older, your ears start to open up a bit more, innit?
Or maybe it goes the other way round. I think, as some people, the older they get, the more closed their ears become, isn't it?
Yeah, that cauliflower ear, I know what you're talking about there, boy.
Yeah. But what's your musical background? I mean, would you say that it's like you're more coming from a punk perspective of things, or it is more like a underground hip-hop thing, like a rap thing?
Grime thing.
I mean, I come from punk, long family line of like proper punks, old Brighton punks. Yeah, Brighton born and bred, you know what I mean?
Were they there kicking people's heads in back in the day?
Probably.
Yeah.
Shouldn't promote that.
Right, no.
Dr. Martin.
Jokes.
I don't do that.
Jeggings. Punk, you lot, like...
Yeah, they were old though.
Yeah, the punk lot did represent well with the jeggings because they weren't even elasticated back then.
No, but that's what I love. I miss those days when you had...
We were talking about jeggings earlier.
The fashion
was an important subject, jeggings. It is though, because when you think of how punks dressed, like that was an organic thing that came from those people
before,
and their values.
Before
Primark, before H&M, just jumping on something because it's hot right now for this week kind of thing, and we're going to promote that. And nothing can be more like when you look at all these movements, so that's the Northern Soul Boys, how they dress, Teddy Boys, punk heads, crusties, hip hop heads, like all of that is pure culture from the people. Did you see any crusties at the festival this weekend? Abby was telling us she went to a festival. I'm sure it sounded like there were crusties there.
I respect anyone who wears them tight ass jeans, that they're not elasticated, and you got them big ass boots on. That's
good luck.
That's hardcore. You don't want to fight someone like that. You know what I mean, bruv? Do you know what I went through to get this shit on? And now you want to fuck with me? Come and go. I'm in pain all the time.
They can't kick high though, can they?
Bro, they don't care about that shit.
You get
pogo headbutting, bro.
That must have been influenced by the costume pogo dancing.
By the costume?
I mean, because the jeans were so tight, it's like limited movement.
Yeah, just jump around.
Right, they just, fuck it, I was ripped then. That's where you get the rips. Yeah, I can
that's where they started.
Yeah.
The rips.
No, but I think there's a lot of similarities between punk and hip-hop music.
I got into hip-hop as a teenager,
man,
just heard it and fell in love with the sound, really. So I think, but it's the same school of thought and expression, and punk is kind of... not to knock the genre now, but like all new punk bands really do is try and emulate stuff from the past, whereas hip-hop is an art that keeps moving forward and keeps developing and trying to become something new.
For that, you're getting a round of applause. I know you can't hear it because you haven't got headphones on, but
punk rockers all day, mate.
That's true. That's true. And that's also what's incredible about hip-hop, like really how much has... folk or rock evolved in the last 10, 20 years. But there's so many different phases of hip-hop and rap that have happened in just in that time alone, let alone the entire age of the genre too, kind of thing.
100%, yeah. Even like spoken word, you got artists like, because Soul Williams got me into spoken word.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of that as hip-hop, but it is. Do you know what I mean? And then I heard Soul Williams for the first time and just my mind was like, couldn't believe,
What's that film again?
That mad one, that crazy film.
Yeah.
What's it called? I forgot what it's called.
But we'll get back to you about that as well.
It's good anyway.
I wanted to ask you, so when you put this project together, what did you want to put across? What are you putting out there with it?
It's quite heartfelt, to be honest with you. It's quite like honest. I just wanted to make an honest record. Been making EPs for time and with the bands and stuff and spoken word, but with this we wanted to sort of dive into something that has banging beats, so you want to listen to it, but real content on it as well. And for me, delivering content was just writing honest material. Just trying to say my actual perspective,
And so was it a case of Mike sending you beats and you going yes or no, or was it more...
it's personal, isn't it? I remember you coming to me and then we broke down the concept when we didn't think it was raw enough. And we were like, let's talk about what you did in this part of your life and this part of your life. And this guy's done some pretty crazy things, and we really wanted to put that on record because you hadn't done that before. Put it out as a big collection.
No, we really hadn't. Like all the other records, it was almost like just being like a rap persona, just saying stuff because it's like it's fun or it flows or you enjoy it, which is great as well. But with this, we just wanted to actually this is Marcus Mandible. It's my mind.
And this is coming out on your label?
No. It's independent. It's a label. Okay. We offer a recording solution to people based in Brighton or London who don't have a production network, and then bring that together, give it back to them, and they can do their own release. No percentages.
Is it?
Yeah, no percentages. Yeah, it really is. It's just like
Have you got an eyelash in your eye?
I think it's the best way of doing it because it means artists retain the power, all of the power, and come away with a product without having lots of names attached to it.
I love that.
So then how does it work out for you then? What do you get out of it apart from production on his release? So
we take a sum of money in order to do that, and that changes based on what style you're doing. If it's heavy commercial music, it takes a lot more time. So if it's hip hop, it might be a different price, and just based on the body of work that you want.
Interesting. Man.
And the other thing that's cool about that too, that I think reflects what we were just saying about the origins of punk music or hip hop and all this kind of stuff, is create a situation like you described there that creates a place where an artist can incubate, and just come with their own
incubation
vision and sound and everything, rather than being forced into slotting into whatever lane has been crafted out by the industry. Now,
I want to do a tune like that new one that we just heard on the people do that. You're like, what?
But that's what it's called. There's a really good
really do that.
No.
Mad, man.
But there's a really good documentary on I&I Player at the moment about Jean-Michel Basquiat, but exactly the same thing, where a gallery owner gave him space to paint in, and so he was just like wilding, painting like crazy. So
let's have a listen to what these guys have been painting, you know what I mean? Let's hear what's the tune we're going to hear.
It's so lovely to have you guys join us here today. What is any information that you want to share with people before you
about this track, this exclusive track? It's called Big Brunty, and it's big and it's brunty.
Okay, I thought you don't want to...
It's big and it's brunty.
What does that mean, man? What does brunty mean? Because like some of my African cousins, they might be listening and be like, oh, what is brunty? I don't know.
It's brunt's the most lethal part of an attack. Ooh. So it's brunt poetry.
Brunt poetry. Yeah. There you go.
How?
Elbow. So that's like a spear elbow or over elbow.
Flying knee.
That's self-defense business.
In those tight trousers.
Bruv, if you can do a flying knee and tight ass jeans, but I'll give you a jack straw.
You are the champ. Thank you so much, Marcus Mandible, Mike Wilson, coming through to the show, guys.
Big Brunty out again, run and go, tell a friend, hanging on, hanging out, and I'm hanging in. Ring, 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 there goes my mobile phone singing. I'm feeling like I am in another time zone. Haggle with the home list, I'm faceless, the lost grown in the dome mist. Here's the party, don't know what I'm bringing. What was I thinking? Not a lot, it's a gift I guess that I like to call drinking. It's Big Brunty, call me the final boss. If you wanna front me, you get your violent toss. It's Big Brunty. Don't front me. It's Big Brunty. Call me the final boss. If you wanna front me, you get your vinyl toss. It's Big Brunty. Don't front me. Another mystery, so we jump in the wagon out at night, jaded, drunk and unhappy, diluted drink kicking. Stop, shut the full fish and chips. Sausage battered, got a hollow head for the mushy piece. Pretty please, I'm bored walking streets, slipping on the streets. I trade with ease like what I gotta get, something hot or not. Who's keeping score? You never guess, it's me. I guess somehow that I'm the referee. No, it's Big Bad Brunty. It's Big Brunty. Call me the final boss. If you wanna front me, you'll get your vinyl toss. It's Big Brunty. Don't front me. It's Big Brunty. Call me the final boss. If you wanna front me, you get your vinyl toss. It's Big Brunty. Don't front me. Disperse first time to get absurd. Why would I never learn? I don't know how to change. I scratched my head until skin turned skull, and then skull turned brain. I got a black heart, no amount of whole brain can save. Decisions made the grave, and I feel the same. Still push through, acting brave. Another working class wage slave. Give it up for today. Hey, another one to celebrate. Just remember my fucking name.
Yeah, Marcus Mandible, Mike Wilson. We were just speaking to them here on the show. If you missed any of that, listen back on the website. Shouts out to Sally, locked into the show, Riot, Con64, C Black, all you good folk who are tuned in. Get in touch on Twitter at Fubar Radio. Email us hiphop@fubarradio.com. And